So everyone knows how this works. The Draft Network has a nice, handy-dandy little mock draft machine. Hopefully, we can all see that now. And we got the draft board over here, and we're just gonna hit start and see where this takes us. So obviously, we're gonna see a run on quarterbacks to start it off, and see interesting what maybe San Francisco does there. Taking offensive tackle. Not sure they would trade up all the way for an offensive tackle, but I mean, is there a possibility there? Probably not, right?
Kyle Pitts.
And Mac Jones going to the
Mac Jones stock is rising.
I guess so. After that pro day, is that shocking to you guys?
Yes, especially over Justin Fields. So you mean to tell me Justin Fields going to New England?
Or Rashad Bateman, Trey Lance, and Justin Fields are both still out there.
Najee Harris to Arizona. Yep, Arizona needs a running back.
Yeah,
good pick.
Pat Freiermuth, 18th, 2 tight ends in the first one. Oh, we got a trade offer, but I'm not extremely interested in moving up 9 spots for a 5th and a 6th. I mean, I'll hit counter offer here, and we can look at who is all on the board. But, Jalen Phillips isn't worth trading up for. Muki, that's your guy. Would you want to trade up for Azeez Ojulari?
No.
How do you say his last name? You know how to say his last name better than I do.
Ojulari.
Okay. And your Owe was your guy, the Penn State one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I should have known that.
Fields is still in the green room right now.
What was that?
Fields is still in the green room.
Now, imagine him being there at 30 and someone wanting to trade up and take him. Now, that's an interesting scenario.
After Lance just went, I would assume that Indy's not calling us. They're probably calling somebody else at 21 there to get that deal done. 21's a magical spot, though, for a quarterback.
I guess so. Let's see if they end up trade. We're getting so many trade offers here, but I'm not. For sake of argument, I would kind of want to see who's there at 30, if that's all right with you guys.
Right.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's go Jalen Phillips at first edge rusher off the board. He might not even be the best in the class, too, which is interesting.
Fields is still in the green room. That's amazing.
There's Kwity Paye.
Oh, he still ain't there?
I feel like so Carolina wants to trade up. This could probably be for Justin Fields, but that's not anything that makes it interesting. A 2nd, 39th overall, and a 5th.
Nope.
And then the Broncos for a 2nd, a 4th,
nope,
7th. Yeah, I'm not feeling that either. So, Muki, these trades interest you at all for trading back, or would you need something?
We sticking at 30. We sticking at 30.
If they want Fields, they got to come harder than that. That's nothing.
So let's see. We got Jason Owe here. Is that your guy? Is that who we're gonna go with? Attack edge rusher.
Picking? Is this my pick or is Kevin first?
I was gonna say this is a collaborative effort.
All right, so here we go. We got Justin Fields. We got Travis Etienne on deck. We got Eric Stokes, Zaven Collins. Like I said, it's gonna be some real good meat and potatoes.
There's some good names on the board right now. Some good names.
Out of these guys right now, I mean, at a positional need, who has more upside to be a playmaker right now out of those guys?
To me, it's got to be Eric Stokes, just because he's got the speed to come in and immediately, be that number 2 corner outside of Trey White. Will he? It's a deep cornerback class, so maybe the opportunity cost of getting someone, a cornerback later and getting someone higher up in maybe a weaker edge class. That's something I like to think about. So,
how much time do we got? Is this clock ticking?
Oh, this clock's paused. We're good.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of ETN here at the value of 30. You get a primetime running back with catchability. He could come in, change your offense totally. You're not trading a pickup to do it. I like ETN here. If we go defense, I like Zaven Collins, a guy that can play day one. You can do a lot of different things with him. So those are my picks as the board sits right now, with ETN sitting there as well as Zaven Collins. Some good names on both sides of the ball for sure.
Yeah, Muki, we'll let you be the deciding factor. Kevin and I both listed some names here. Who would you go with in this situation?
When you look at it, what did Zaven Collins 40 go? yesterday? What was his 40? Do you know?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Let's
We'll have
see.
to Google it real quick.
When you look at a positional need, like it to me is between Uwe and Zayvon Collins. Zayvon Collins, he can do more right now because he can rush the passer and he can cover at that size, But once again, it's 4.36, man. Like, what defensive end you knew ever in life more than 4.36? You got to get that. I can't just not. Even Eric Stokes run a 4.2, but it's different from a pass rusher to a receiver. A pass rusher can impact the game, I think a little bit more because the game is won up front, for starters. So I'm going with Uwe. I mean, Zayvon Collins is there and Stokes is there, but I'm looking at ETN. When you really look at it, Brandon Beane said, they're not sure. It's still uncertainty coming in with these rookies, especially with the COVID and everything. So, trying to get a guy right now, to say, for instance, Matt Breida is in the building right now. He has the playbook and everything ready to roll.
Yeah, he actually has a faster 40 time than ETN.
Yeah, and you don't know, what's going on. If he can get drafted, he still has to partake in school, and stuff like that. So at a position like that, they're going to get a veteran guy. So I don't think running back is an option. I mean, Stokes, Uwe, and Collins are very, tantalizing right there. But I'm going 4.36. I'm going Uwe right there. I'll still be crying because I like Zayvon Collins. But
he had the third best cone time of anyone. Zayvon Collins did. So he's got that versatile quickness, edge speed. So it's a tough, but I see Uwe. I see the need for a defensive end, especially one that could come in and really dominate day one. So we'll let you guys decide.
He don't have to come in and dominate day one. We just need 4.35 and get off on third downs. You still got Addison and Jerry Hughes. Learn from those guys for 1 year, and then guess what? We'll have Jason Uwe on one side. We'll have a more polished AJ Espinoza. We'll have a savvy veteran and Ed Oliver, and we'll have a defensive tackle to be in this year's draft. That'll be your future front coming up.
Yeah, and linebackers are definitely a deeper class than the edge class. After Uwe, it's kind of a very steep drop-off. So I think we're in agreement. We'll hit draft on Jason Uwe, and he will step right in to the Bills' defensive front rotation. ETN going to Tampa Bay after they took after they already re-signed Leonard Fournette, and Brazarian said that Ronald Jones or everybody there is still good.
Stokes, the corner. Tryon was another guy. Tryon. His presser was interesting.
Why so?
Tryon, because he sounded like he was already a Bill.
Really? I didn't hear it. What did he say? You remember like specifics? Or?
Yeah, he was like he loved Buffalo. He loved how how their scheme fits his abilities, and he was even like other guys were interviewing him. He was like, "Well, I just want to be the best version of myself," and then he was like, "Well, it don't matter if I get drafted in the first round or not. I just want to go to a team that knows how to use me." So I'm like,
where's his value right now? I've seen it in the second. Is he up in the first round?
Yeah, he just went to Miami like 34th or something.
Wow.
36 down there at the bottom of the screen. Yeah.
He just went. That's what I said. Well, how I said, because I've seen his name flash that early.
Wow.
Here's a guy, he opted out.
Yeah. Well, we got a trade offer to move back, and that is nothing that I would even consider accepting. Oh man, 77th and 185th for 61.
No way.
I think he's sweet right now. Wait.
That's ugly too, man. Tough stuff. Yeah, no, I feel like we're picking this pick here at 61. And Muki, how do you like how the board has fallen for the Bills here?
Well, it's falling pretty good right now. Where are we at with 61, guys? We got our edger. So what's the next available need? Corner. So you could go. I'm in favor of offensive line, but right now there's really no one there that kind of fits that. I'm not a huge Brady Christensen fan personally. I mean, he could be a good guy, but I feel like he'll kind of just he'll fall into the depth of the
of the offensive line already.
I like the value of Basham there, but you just drafted a D end. Basham would be the natural pick if they went Collins in the first or they did something different. Basham's a pretty good value here. Not going to double down, especially with AJ Epinesa last year. They just don't have the ability to do that. But Molden sitting there from Washington is a very interesting name at the cornerback room for sure. Probably one of the last ones. Tyson Campbell's on the board from Georgia as well. But I'm a big fan of Elijah Molden. I think he comes in with that ability. 5'10", 191. Is that what they're looking for? I don't know. They generally like a little bit rangier of corners, but look at Trey White. So does have a lot of talent at a pretty deep position group. He sticks out to me. Brevin Jordan's another guy I know people like from Miami, the tight end. If that's the route you want to go, he's there as well. But those are pretty much the names I see that they'd be looking at.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I don't love a lot of the names here.
But you have Melphon Wu available down there as well.
Way down there. So that's kind of why, like, at this point,
corner looks like the move here.
Yeah, corner or a trade down, but we didn't get any good offers, so that's not really on the table here.
How about if we're looking at linemen, if you still feel that is a need at lineman, how about Quinn Minards from Wisconsin Whitewater? He could play center, he could play guard.
Yeah, a D3 guy that kind of does fit the Sean McDermott mold. Someone who's had to work his way and earn it really for himself, coming from a place like Wisconsin Whitewater, and in a deep offensive line class. I think that's still a pretty good value pick. It is deep though. Walker Little, other guys fall into the third round. Sometimes Josh Myers is another interesting one there. But I'd be on board with Miners. Kevin, is that something you'd be open to?
Is Dylan Moses off the board?
Let's find out. Nice little Dylan Moses. No.
They have him 132nd. Wow. They have him late.
Oh, that's where they got him at. We leave him there then. We'll get back to him later then. If they got him
switch from predictive for me at the top there and change it to available.
Or player rankings.
Yeah, go to player rankings for me. There you go. Yeah, so Melphon Wu jumps a ton.
That's true. And he's a guy who really could go anywhere from.
I got to go the corner room. I think that there's some available starters here in Melphon Wu and in Molden that could come in day one and be what you're looking for. It's going to be tough for me to pick interior O-line when you have that solidly there.
And they definitely won't be there at 93, that's for sure.
Yeah, I like that corner room before it thins out between either, you guys can pick who you like more between Molden and Melphon Wu. Some really good names there that I think Bills fans would want if this is the way the board turned out. And you could add such a talent to the cornerback 2 room.
Yeah, I'm going with what McDermott said: size and speed.
So Melphon Wu.
Like I'm a firm believer. What he says is what he means, and that's if I was a scout for the Bills, that's what I'll be trying to go after: size and speed.
And from hometown Syracuse too.
It's true. Just up the 90 a little bit there.
Ran over 4.48. I think if you go by what Muki just said, I mean, it's probably he gets the nod over Molden. So I think Melphon Wu's the pick. If you're looking at him at that spot in the 60s, I think you're getting a good player at cornerback.
And Molden,
the guy that's 6'3" in the red zone, and you can't throw at Trey White. You want to go pick at the number 2 corner at 6'3". I like those odds.
Yep.
Yeah. Denver wants to trade back, and I don't know how much that is super interesting. One of our 2 5ths and 93 to move up.
I mean, that's good value if there's someone there you like.
Yeah, so we can hit counter offer and see who's sitting there right now. We'll toggle between the player rankings here. One thing I want to point out about Molden before we go here is I'm pretty sure he translates to being more of a slot cornerback. And if we're looking for someone to start opposite Trey White with that pick, or with whatever cornerback we bring in, Melphon Wu is definitely the guy. So I think we made the right choice. Looking who we got here. Now, this is the place where an interior
Nasraldine's available too from Florida State, the safety, the combo safety, the big nickel.
True.
He's a guy that you're going to redo your defense. You just pick 3 guys who can come in and be not only helpful this year, but guys that could develop later on. So he's someone to watch out for. You see Shelvin on the list there from LSU, an interior defensive line. So are they going to go that D heavy? I don't know. But there's a couple of really good names that could entice you, or do you sit back and keep that 5th? I'm fine either way.
Muki, what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, if y'all feel that if somebody that's y'all want to move up and go get, we could pull the trigger. You know what I mean? We drafted, right? You know, so
we are drafting.
That is something that is somebody that we see right there. Is it somebody that you see right there, Kev?
Oh, man. I see 3 names I really like. We'll see if we want to wait on it to see if that starts to thin out a little bit.
What do you got?
Is that Nasruddin, Shelvin, and who else?
I personally like Brevin Jordan at some point as you're starting to get later, but I'm not going to trade up for him. I like Andre Sisco from Syracuse. I don't know that they're going to go back to back on Syracuse DBs, but he's there as well. If they're still staying with that safety room, Josiah Bledsoe from Missouri is another good talent. So there's names there that I specifically like.
Linebacker, where we are with linebacker, because we haven't really addressed it.
Yeah, that's true. We can do it by position here. Chaz Surratt's still there. He's a
guy they like. Yep, a guy they like.
Boy, that Dylan Moses.
Let's keep the pick. Let's keep rolling here. Let's decline that. Let's keep it rolling and see what happens here.
And another one. No, we said we're going to keep it rolling, Carolina. Sorry.
A couple more, at least for another 10 picks. We'll see what happens. Maybe will I trade a 6th? Maybe. Let's keep those 5th for now.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you there. Brevin Jordan is still out there. Who else? Nasruddin is there. Shelvin is there.
Yep.
We're only 13 picks away. Ooh, now this isn't. Oh, wait, they went on 20.
No, decline that.
That's not interesting anymore.
Get rid of that.
Yeah, get out of here. Well, there's Shelvin goes. They knew
Cisco went too, so it's starting to thin a little.
Spencer Brown, there we go.
Yep. Spencer Brown, another good player.
10 picks away, but there's Brevin Jordan, so hopefully Nasruddin can.
Stay on the board. This is the range. If you really like someone, you might trade up with that 6th round, jump a couple spots. This
Trumbull, another popular tight end.
Terrell Williams just went.
There's Nasruddin.
That's why you would make that trade. And then there's Manners too. So that's probably, and then Chaz Surratt. That is like worst case scenario.
Yeah.
For the Bills there, but that's why you traded, like I said, about the range I said, around the Jets pick there, the Steelers pick there with Michael Carter. That's where you about make that trade and you get your choice of those players. So I think you could see something like that happen.
Man, we already hit edge though. I do like Dio down here from Vanderbilt, 96 overall right there. He's someone who can play like inside and outside, whether it's defensive tackle or edge rusher, and still get to the quarterback. He's like a trademark McDermott, versatile player, but we already did attack edge rusher here with away. So Muki, how do you feel about this here?
It's worst case scenario now for the Bills. They probably didn't like that.
Knowing that we don't have a 4th round pick right here, we gotta look at go by the rankings. Now I know my guy still is going to be up there. He's out there.
Oh, linebacker, yeah. Dylan Moses at 127 is definitely still there.
Definitely up there. Go to safety. Is Jacoby Stevens? Where's Jacoby Stevens at? He's gone.
No, he's is he gone? He's usually around he's down there, 283. He's a guy that can go anywhere. When I've been doing these drafts, he goes from like the 4th to the 7th round. It's pretty unpredictable, and that kind of seems typical of.
How about that O-line spot? Otherwise, I mean, it's looking like going linebacker here, but go to the O-line spot just to.
Interior, you got traded. Nothing extremely exciting at the top there. Offensive tackle. You got Brady Christensen, I guess, at 99. That's not that he could be a 2nd round pick potentially. But I don't know. I'm inclined. I mean, since we didn't get any good trade offers, we got to stay put here. I'm inclined to go linebacker personally. But it is a bit of a reach for Dylan Moses.
Do you consider Dylan Moses better than Klein?
Probably, definitely, probably.
I mean, you're talking about at $1 million compared to $6 million too. So they can't do anything about it this year. But long, I mean, we're in the third round here, late third round. You are looking long term a little bit. Is there anything in that tight end room, running back room?
Tight end?
No. Okay.
Not running back. No. So thinking
not a great board the way that just went with the last 10 picks. That's probably why you might trade a 5th or 6th, but we played it out.
Yeah,
we took the risk there.
You probably it out. You still Dylan Moses falling.
Yeah, I mean, I think Moses is the pick. I think Moses is the pick. You go that route. There's no one else there.
Yep, beautiful.
You get a guy that's a for sure winner, linebacker that can cover.
And we know they like him, right, Mookie?
Yeah. Yeah, he said he spoke with them quite a bit. Like all these guys, I asked,
So there you go.
So
maybe that would have been an easier pick for the Bills than it was for us there for Moses.
Now, this is where we earn our money at because we don't have a 4th round pick now, and it's going to be a complete runoff.
And we went defense too.
And I like that a lot. Like we know this offense can produce at a conference championship level, but the defense was the issue. Granted, Star Lotulelei is like the hot topic of him coming back, but it's still an unknown. So I do like attacking defense here.
And here's the range where definitely I could see them coming up at some point here in the 4th round if there's someone on the board. I don't think they hold both 5th round picks personally, but.
No, I don't think they're very close together too. 161 and 174. So definitely an interesting situation.
Jazz Newsome right here is really interesting from North Carolina to come up and get. They definitely had some interest in Newsome at some point this offseason.
And there he goes. No shock to see him go to Ron Rivera.
Good pick there in that round, 124.
Absolutely. We're here in the 4th round and we haven't addressed running back, which to me is a win personally. It is a deep running back class. Is it a homer in me, Mookie, to want Jarrett Patterson here, or do you think that could be a good late round guy for the Bills to add?
I just don't see the Bills drafting a running back. We got Matt Breida. You got, Tywan John's more a special teams guy. You got Singletary. You got Moss. So let's not forget about Mr. Williams from North Carolina that's already on a roster that's on the practice squad.
True. And, never count out Christian Wade. Am I right?
That too.
Returner. He's got tons of rugby experience, and I think his path to the roster is returner. If he can beat out the other guys returning the football, that's how he gets on the roster.
The return battle is going to be extremely interesting for the Bills this year at training camp. Between Isaiah McKenzie, Tywan Jones-Powell, who they brought in, and even Christian Wade.
That's if they don't add another mix here. I mean, they love returners. They might go Newsome in some point in the 4th round if they want to come up. So
I do know
Breida return kicks as well.
Yep. Yeah, Breida. Tywan Jones will.
Yeah.
So they've got names.
Sam Ellinger there goes a quarterback for the Vikings. Not sure how to, what to make of that with Kirk, but it's okay. All right, so we're here. We got Anthony Schwartz out of Auburn, who's actually someone that has met with the Bills, which is that's an interesting name to still be there at 161. Is this the time where we do address offense? I think because we've kind of stuck to the defense for the first 3-4 rounds of the draft.
Just check tight end.
Checking tight end. It seems like we may have missed the boat on some of these guys.
Trey McKitty isn't bad. What's his rank?
167 player rank there. Yeah.
That's interesting. Trey McKitty. Now, Trey McKitty was at Florida State originally. Now, he was more of a receiver type guy. When he came to Georgia, he was like a hybrid tight end. He could play fullback at 6'5", 260. He could play in, and you could flex him out. When you do want to need a big guy, a big fullback type of guy to help your offense, and I did see the Bills trying to use that H-back type of deal with Lawson, but this guy's more prone for that. I mean, the Bills do need to draft another tight end. So I don't know when do they do that, but
yeah, I like McKitty. It starts to thin out quickly. So
he might be the best blocking tight end left. And with the departure of Lee Smith, and that's not exactly Jacob Hollister's MO either as a blocker. McKitty might be the smart pick here, to be honest. And again, the tight ends do develop in the NFL. They don't usually contribute right away. So with Dawson Knox in his third year, having one developmental tight end who should be breaking out soon and having one in our back pocket isn't a terrible.
Yeah, I go McKitty here. Let's take him off the board.
Love
wrap up tight end
for the
pick
161. He was like 167, so that was kind of like right on. Schwartz comes immediate after that. Now Schwartz do his run, anywhere between a 4.2 and a 4.3. He's a guy that could blow the top off of a defense.
Mm-hmm. Another guy, speedy receiver Austin Watkins, is still there, and we are up in just a few picks. So there's a shot that could be adding 2 young pieces to the offense here. Let's see how this falls. And Chris Evans, a running back, goes to Green Bay. So another running back for Green Bay. That's fun after re-signing Aaron Jones. Oh, man. I do like Austin Watkins here. It's not just because I still have my Sammy Watkins jersey because that's my last name and my friends peer pressured me into getting it. But I do think I like him as a pick there. Maybe see where defensive line is, and that seems to have thinned out pretty well.
Safety? Hit safety?
Safety. Jacoby Stevens is still there, but I feel like we could still get him at 213, to be completely honest. He's a guy who falls pretty late sometimes. This is how the mock draft machine goes. He's someone I could see absolutely being picked, in the 4th or the 5th round before the Bills get their shot at him. Muki, any positions you want to check out?
Let's try corner. Let's see if it's a big nickel around there still that you could, try to fill around, or safety. I mean, let's see if we can find a hybrid, a safety, corner, linebacker. Let's see if we can do that. Where is Isaiah McDuffie at on this board?
Let's see. Maybe he already got picked. How do you spell McDuffie? Is that not how you spell it?
Mick, Duffie.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but he's not.
Oh, well, he probably
Mac.
I
guess.
Well, let's move on.
Yeah, I'm not going to spell names wrong any longer. I guess I'm not supposed to be a teacher. I don't know. So I guess we're between any of these safeties here. I'm not brushed up on the late round safeties for the most part.
Nothing really jumps out right there.
So we're looking corner. We're looking wide receiver.
Yeah, I mean it's the range if they like a receiver that they would pull here in the late 5th.
Yeah.
What about lineman? Did we address our O lineman at this point? Anybody looks
not
right there?
Yeah. So the tackles have been kind of picked over there. Let's see. Trey Hill out of Georgia is kind of interesting, but only kind of. I think I do like them to take a receiver here, personally. Is there anyone outside of Austin Watkins that we would be interested in?
All right, what's your rundown on Watkins?
Well, he's a vertical guy, so he's definitely someone who can help spread the field a little bit more. And that's just fits right into Josh Allen's skill set already. If there were, God forbid, injuries going down, he's someone who I think could, with obviously still being raw, step in and at least be a placeholder for Emmanuel Sanders and not let us miss a beat too much on offense. Obviously, Gabriel Davis is, the one who would really pick up the brunt of that workload there. But I think he's someone who could help continue to stretch the field vertically if someone were to miss some time. So I do. That's kind of why I'm in on him.
Hey man, let's go with it. It's competition, right? We bring in the competition in.
And we need receivers every year for Josh Allen. It's not just about this year. So maybe that's why they have receivers.
Yeah, 6'1", 6'2", 207. I mean, he does have some size to him. There's some good things to go. He locates the ball well, which you're looking for. I mean, I think he could be a good analysis to add.
And then especially at that pick right there, it's like you get some good value, So that's what it's all about. You want to get a guy that, how Bean said, last year when I asked you definitely want to get a guy that could come in and, eventually start for you, or a guy that can push a starter right now for a jersey? You know, is he good enough to, you know, fight for a roster spot at that pick? So, you know, I think Austin Watkins has that value.
And we're coming up slowly but surely on pick 213. And from what I've seen, Jacoby Stevens is still out there. And that's someone who I would love to get in the 6th round. I think that could be a really good value. Malcolm Kuntz, the edge rusher from UB, goes there to the Panthers.
Good value in the 6th round. Does have a lot of talent.
Yeah, he's someone who, if we did miss the boat on some of the guys early on, I would like to see the Bills add as a late round project.
Daryl Stanton goes off at 198.
It's a good pick too. A lot of good running backs late in the here. You got Hubbard just went. You got Williams and Patterson just going in the 6th round. Sweet spot there if you want to take a chance in the 6th round.
Yeah. Tyree Gillespie's been sitting out there for a while. He finally goes to the Titans. It looks like Jacoby. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to jinx anything. But at 213, that's not a bad idea.
Ray Brown.
All right, yeah. So we're up, and he's still out there. Is there any deliberation here? Or would we want?
No, I think you take him off the board here.
Wait. Now, yeah. I just seen Christian Ophoff, but he's 275. Wow. Yeah, let's go grab Jacoby, man. That card should go ahead.
He'll go higher than their. I think he more in the 5th round range, anyways.
I would agree. That's a guy who having those 2 5th-round picks could really benefit to get him.
I like Christian Uphoff as well. So
double down.
I mean, we saw them do it with who was it? Austin Prohl and who else at the end of the draft, 6 and 7 a couple years back. So you know they're not opposed to doubling down on one position in the draft.
They did it with Verjao. Matt Milano was drafted. Then they what's his name? Vallejo?
Yeah, Vallejo.
Vallejo, yeah.
Milano. Sorry, his name.
Yeah, no, they did double down there for sure.
And now we're into the 7th round.
Last pick coming up here.
Luckily, we get to go to not really bet earlier, but get out of the day 3 of
the Bills will use this pick now as an undrafted free agent they didn't think they could sign, rather than maybe the best available. They do it all the time.
Yep, and we'll hear from Brandon Bean. We had no idea this guy would still be there in the 7th round.
Is Uphoff still there?
Red safety? He is.
I mean, with anybody else y'all got? That's on this board?
No, double it down. You might as well bring in talented players.
Yeah.
Christian Uphoff. Now, I asked Mel Kiper who was this year's Jeremy Chin. And he's like, man, let's just stay in Illinois State. Christian Uphoff, 6'3". You know, he can play all 3 DB positions, and he's a return specialist.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer.
That seems like that's the prototypical.
Seems like he'll probably go higher than 236, to be honest.
Yeah, he should, but if he's there, I'll be screaming. I mean, you know, y'all after this draft, guys, we put this up. Go check out the highlight tapes. I think we did an outstanding job. I think we won the draft.
Yeah, I think so too. We'll be putting this draft together in an article up on the Trainwreck Sports website so that you guys can see who we picked and get a little glimpse as to why we did. But addressing edge rusher, cornerback, linebacker, tight end, wide receiver, and doubling down on safety, I don't know if there would be a lot of people upset at this, except for the fact that we didn't get Travis Etienne.
Only the running back fans would be upset, I think.
Yeah,
I mean, just look at the namesake of these guys we picked. I mean, the names. You know, we drafted big names at in late rounds. You know, like we talking AP All-Americans. You know, we're talking national champions. You know, we're talking dynamic guys. This is probably the best draft I've ever been a part of.
Well, that's high praise for the work that we've done here.